On a cold, rainy Irish morning, we boarded a tour bus to go see the Titanic Museum in Northern Ireland, along with Dunluce Castle and the Giants Causeway. It gave us a great way to see some of the countryside.
Fáilte go léir go tuisceart na hÉireann. You're all very welcome to the north of Ireland. Irish is our second most spoken language here. So you're coming into the Ring of Gallion, associated with that famous Ulster mythical war hero, Cuchulainn.
Welcome to almost Belfast.
Yep. About 10 miles away.
Yeah. Lots of roundabouts.
Looking for lots of greenery, and
Yeah.
so far it looks a lot like Oregon. Except for the age of
Buildings.
some of the buildings and
Roundabouts
the
on major freeways.
stone fences, but anyway, more later. Here in Northern Ireland, beautiful Easter preparations. So Belfast is still rebuilding itself after the bombings. Up where the cranes are, I believe.
SS Nomadic, we call it mini Titanic actually. It was a tender ship and it took people from Cherbourg to the ship. Became a nightclub or something bizarre in Paris by the Seine. 2006, brought back home to be refurbished to its former glory in time for the opening of the centre here in 2012. So white, the French flag at the back, white star flag at the front. It's the last link in the world with Titanic and the White Star Line, and the only one that's still afloat from the red brick building in front of me was a former headquarters of Harland and Wolff. The clock from Carpathia sits above the bar in the hotel. Thomas Andrews' office, and that's still intact in that hotel, and some models of Titanic as well. So we're just going to go down here and turn into the East Yard.
Just the way life was, the companies that were here, products.
The gentleman retired to talk. His lordship was talking about the largest dry dock in Belfast. Enormous gantries, a dry dock built for a ship that hadn't even been built yet.
What the footman hears in service, he keeps to himself, James.
All the way up. They said that Titanic was as tall as this building was. There's actually a ride that we go on called the Shipyard Ride. This is going to be fun, I think. Hardly any line today, so we're very lucky.
Then the brothers after me. Nothing prepared you for the size of the place. They put me to work on 401. That's what we called her. We knew she'd be the largest passenger ship in the world, but we didn't call her Titanic then. I was there from the beginning. I watched the shipwrights lay the keel blocks. They set big wooden blocks on the slipway to start with, then the keel at top of it, like a backbone, and the frames across the top, like a skeleton. Workshops everywhere. It took weeks to find your way around. There'd be workshops for every trade you ever heard of. painters, sailmakers, coppersmiths, boiler makers, cabinet makers. I even learned a bit about French policy.
Water, under the watchful eye of Board of Trade Inspector Francis Carruthers. Then, at 8 p.m. that evening, she departed Belfast for Southampton. She was preceded by a considerable weight of expectation. At Southampton, the White Star Line had already constructed the massive deep-water ocean dock, covering almost 16 acres and dredged to a depth of 40 feet.
First class.
80,000 eggs, 1,000 sweetbreads found in cigars.
I know, Bob and I are sitting on the prow of the Titanic.
Promenade deck.
Promenade deck. There's shuffleboard. Nothing to see but ocean and sky. Cool, huh? The voices. Voices of actual survivors.
Now, the SOS had just recently come in as practice. Prior to that, the CQD must have been. That was a Marconi manufacturer, but never had official recognition. I think that's why he exercised very excellent judgment. He called CQD and then followed immediately with SOS. And then he kept that up every few minutes. I was admiring him for the judgment he was using, rather than fearful of his death. Just before going to the stateroom, there was a bump. As I turned the handle of my room, there was another bump. As I got into my room, there was a third bump. So it was pushed, but nothing very violent. And I slipped on a coat over my white satin evening dress. My stateroom had a door leading to the promenade deck. And as I got out on the promenade deck, I saw a large grey, like a building, floating by. But that building kept bumping along the rail, and as it bumped, it sliced off bits of ice. Ice fell all over the deck. We just...
Okay, so the Titanic was actually this tall. It's just amazing. Wow, what a day. And this again is where the Titanic was first launched into the water. There's a lot of force back there, that yellow. It's faster changing other than Oregon, by far. I mean, from minute to minute. It can be outside eating your lunch, and then thank heavens we got inside, and then back to blue skies ahead.
But look over there to the right. Do you see the old graveyard? Yeah. The man, there was a burial there from a man from Belfast, of course, that lived in this area. Was the man who invented the crossword. He is buried over there in that graveyard. Yeah.
Really?
Have you ever heard of him?
No.
His name, you have heard his name, I'm sure you have. His name was Alfie Bet.
You're getting worse.
I am getting worse. Thank you for reminding me. Well, I get worse again until he's 3 across and 6 down.
Oh my goodness.
That's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go up the hill. Now, Krishna has to go off, park somewhere else, but he'll come back 10 minutes before time anyway. So if you're frozen, he'll be here from 1:20. If you look to the left, you'll see the gates. Remember, try not to get lost with photographs getting off the bus. I do need you to follow me down there to check you in. And there's the boss man himself. Look at the view. Well, I don't know what you're looking at.
This has a lot of ruins. It's very interesting. Beautiful. Extremely windy. There's the North Sea again.
Johnny Cash over to your right. All these little, there's Neil Armstrong to your left. All these people had connections here in this area. John Boyd Dunlop, the pneumatic tire, of course, an invention here, as well as the ejector seat. Harry Ferguson tractors, first streetcar and the first electric tram. Over to your right, maybe something not so nice. Car park, looks like any other car park. What's wrong with that? Scene of a crucifixion in 2024. Protestant loyalist paramilitaries. Not their first either.
2024?
Yep, 2024. Patricius, St. Patrick. There you go. Yeah, this can be a dodgy little town coming up to 12th of July, commemorations William of Orange. The whole town will be orange from one end to the other. And we're just literally 5 minutes, as I say, on the screen, just to bring you back there. There is a tunnel. To access anything here, shuttle bus, causeway, you must enter the tunnel. It's a very short tunnel, it's only 4 seconds. I don't know why they have it there, but there must be a reason. When you come out of the tunnel, you hit the Windy Gap, and it's called the Windy Gap for a reason.
We're not doing the Giants Causeway because it's hailing. And it hurts. Ouch! The wind is just driving it into your face. Holy monkeys! Hello, pub. Well, typical of the Ogles, when the sleet started coming, yeah, hail, sleet and then hail, driven by the wind.
We're just visiting the Giants Causeway pub.
Yeah, we're not gonna make it down to the causeway. It's just too cold. We went down part way and that sleet hit, or the hail hit, and that was it. So we're at the pub having Irish coffees.
Viking, we have Vikings at the back of the bus, right? First Viking attack in Ireland was 795. It was on this island. Some Congal had built a monastery there from about the 500s. Robert the Bruce from Scotland hid out in a cave there as well, watching a spider trying to bridge a gap between two stones.
There's some people down there.
There are cows down on the beach. It's hard to see them, but they are there. They like it on a sunny day. Free range. We've passed a couple of places where Game of Thrones was filmed.
Oh well, there's Scotland, all right. You can see the big hills. You see the dark hills behind the isle, right straight in front of you now. It's a shadow, the dark shadow. That's the Mulligan Scotland. Just come through there, about 13 miles long.
Could have just swam over.
Probably not.
We're going to pass up some suggestions if you want movies and documentaries and suggestions in Dublin or whatever else you want. You can take a picture front and back of it.
Don't know how well you can hear me, but we're at the Thunder Road Cafe. All bikers.
I tried to go to Mass at St. Patrick's, but once we got inside, I realized it was not a Catholic church. So off to the Temple Bar we went. During the evening, we met two couples that were out for dinner. I had heard one of the gentlemen mention Portland, and we got to talking, and we just hit it off, and we had so much fun with them. It was just a really great evening. Then it was off to the airport the next day to go see our boys in Scotland, and we'll talk to you when we get there.